Hey gang, I'm going to try and position my head so that y'all aren't looking up the bottom of my nose this time. But notice I took care of the halo thing. Hope today went well for you, and I'm beginning to show you what we're going to be about today. I'm going to send it out a little bit ahead of time so that maybe you'll have an opportunity to look over this before you come to class. So here's our worksheet. You guys, I think, began work on this the other day, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to see what I would like for you to do. You'll be given a set of points, and here are the set of points right up here. And I want you to graph the points. I think a lot of you were able to do this. And then I want you to tell me what you think it looks like. And tell me what are the properties of a parallelogram. You guys have, I think it's a yellow cheat sheet, so you should be able to do that. And something like opposite sides are parallel. You could tell me something about the diagonals, but I think I would like to see at least 2 or 3 different characteristics of a parallelogram. So I read the first question, and it says here, what specialized geometric figure is the quadrilateral, and support your answer. Well, I happen to think it's a parallelogram. You can't say something like, well, dude, it looks like a parallelogram. We need to actually prove it algebraically. Well, I happen to know that in order to prove it algebraically, the slope of BC has to be equal to AD, and the slope of AB has to be congruent to the slope of DC. And so I come over here and I see that I have a slope formula. Yay, Mr. Anderson, I wrote it down there for you. And so I calculate the slope of BC. So let's see, BC. What are the coordinates for BC? So BC is going to be 2. Let's see, wait a minute. Yeah, it's going to be, my y values are 2 minus 2 over, let's see, 4 minus negative 1. Well, see, that's going to be 0 over 5. Well, if I have 0 over 5, then my slope is going to be 0. Well, goodness, what kind of slope do you think AD is supposed to have? Well, I hope it's going to be a 0. So I look up the value of AD, and I see that I have a y value of negative 1, and I have a y value of negative 1, so plus negative 1. Well, that's looking pretty good because that's going to be 0. Let's see, my x values are 2 minus, well, that didn't work out very well. Let me see if I can stay with it, though. So this is going to give me a, let's see, that's going to be 2, forgot where I was. That's going to be 2 minus negative 3. And 2 minus negative 3, of course, is 5. Well, that's pretty cool. That's going to be 0, too. So the slopes seem to match here. Bingo, I got a match. So I have to do the same thing for AB. So I see that AB, that's going to be 2 minus negative 1. And that's going to be 3, yay. And let's see what the x coordinates are. Let's see, that's going to be negative 1 minus negative 3, negative 1 minus negative 3. I'm looking at that, and that looks like that's going to be a 2. That's pretty good. So I hope the next slope is going to be 3 over 2. And if everything works out, that's what we're going to get. So let's see. I'm looking for DC. So DC here, so that's going to be negative 1 minus 2. And then I'm going to have 2 minus 4. See, that's going to be 2 minus 4. Well, this isn't looking very promising. That's going to be negative 3 over negative 2. But negative 3 over negative 2, bingo, 3 over 2. The slopes match. I probably have a parallelogram, and I've just proved it algebraically. Anyway, if you begin working down the page, you'll realize that there are other characteristics that we can do, and I've set you up for that. So you should be in pretty good shape. Guys, I am pumped about this. I know that you can do it. I hope that you have a good day. Get as far as you can with this, and I'll see you soon. Take care. God bless.